From its slogan, "Wala pa ring tatalo sa Alaska," that winning culture also spilled over the basketball court, and the franchise became one of the most successful teams in the PBA. It became the team of the 90s, capped by a Grand Slam, and it relished the experience of its last championship in 2013. The members of the last championship squad will be joining us in the latest episode of Down to the Wire. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our latest episode. And joining us in ushering on board are the key members of Alaska's champion team, which is celebrating its 10th year anniversary. So let's meet them. And he was recruited in a trade with veteran guard L.A. Tenorio, but became a key figure quarterback backing for the Aces in that 2013 run. Let's welcome Jvee Casio. These two veterans not only won multiple championships, but they also became teammates with the national team in 2009. But let's begin with the high-flying former UST Tiger. Let's all welcome Cyrus Baguio. And also joining us is the former PBA star who also became a public servant, and he has now occupied a seat as acting vice mayor of Cebu, but known before as the Cebuano Hotshot. Also a multiple-time champion, let's welcome Dondon Hontiveros. And of course, last but not the least, the champion coach of that 2013 team who served as a deputy mentor to the winningest coach in PBA history, but ended up taking the reins and leading the Aces to the promised land 10 years ago. Let's welcome Coach Luigi Trillo. Good evening, Coach. Okay, let's begin with you, Coach. And we all know team coach shoes are too big to fill. And we all know that he was the man responsible in Alaska's early years of success. But how were you able to gather this team together and lead them to the championship, Coach?
It was very tough, Ray. I mean, if you think about it, I was with Coach Tim for a while. Tapos yung he built championships, no? Cyrus was part of a couple of championships before that. And then that year before I took over, that 2011, 2012, we didn't do too well too. So we were a lottery team, right? And then I was also a young coach, but I think as a staff, our coaching staff did a good job of really recruiting. So we wanted to add some pieces to the veterans we had. Obviously, si Cyrus was there, Sonny was there, but we had to make a trade, and I can't get into detail with that. But Ellie had to move, and it fell into our lap. We were called. Another team called us from San Miguel, Sir Noli Yala, and then we had an opportunity to get JV and Don. And to me, JV already had been in the finals with Powerade, but this thing is so special because Sai already had won one before this. But I think when you added character guys like JV and Don, it was such a special thing also for them. No, I can go one by one with all the players there, but JV became a champion that year, and then for Dondon was toward the end of his career. He had won championships with San Miguel. I think for him, it was such a great thing to win another championship with another team. And Don kinda was in that second group. Obviously, Don has been so used to starting and ending, but he complimented Sai. He helped the young guys. I mean, our team captain was great. We had Tony De La Cruz, but think about it. You have Tony, who's a hard worker character. Then you add JV, who does his own thing on his own. He's silent. He leads by example. And then you have Don, he's been a leader all his life. So this championship to me really means a lot. Not only to the Alaska franchise, but we can talk individually all about them. In fact, Sunny, if you think about it, Sunny really came out of his shell, Ray, that
Mhm.
year.
Yeah, tama.
Una,
Oh.
Una namin kuha kay Sunny, I remember I told Coach Tim about it. I said, there's a guy who's playing with ICTSI, and He comes in the second group getting Ramos, but he's got some potential. And then Sonny fell to us. He started his career guarding what do you call this? The best players of the other team. But in this year, this conference, he was finals MVP. He didn't only defend Bowles, and he didn't only defend Macklin. Binigyan namin siya ng bola because we were a team, but we also everybody just seemed each one did his share. Ray.
Okay. JB is speaking about transition. Ikaw din, you are another guy on transition, no? You came so close winning a championship with Powerade before, no? But now you have an opportunity. But when you found yourself traded to Alaska, did you sense that you have a better chance of winning a championship this time?
Siguro, with the parang pagpasok ko sa Alaska with that team, full of veterans and some young guys also coming in, parang everything fall into pieces. I started in the All Filipino that year. Siyempre, I didn't know that I'm gonna be the starting point guard ng time na yun, so it's a big role. Having Cyrus Baguio, Sanitos, Tony De La Cruz, and so much others. Like Dondon came. Pero buti nakasama ko na si Kuya Dondon nung Gilas pa lang. So kilala ko na siya. Kailangan pasahan mo lang ng bola sa 3 points. Sure ball na yan. Pero yun nga, I have to play with Sai. So parang ang role ko lang naman talaga nung time na yun is giving confidence to these guys. So have them give them the ball to their spots where they have to, and just feed them because they have been with very very long career exposure sa mga championships sa lahat. So it's just a matter of giving them confidence. Then of course you have these veterans coming in and also some young guys, very very good young guys. Got RJ Hazul, then Calvin Abueva was there. You also have veteran also like Gabby Espinas off the bench. Sobrang dami, like Coach said, you can name all the players, all of them contributed. And at the start of the conference pa ng All Filipino, you could feel that this team has the potential to really go all the way. And just a matter of really, putting it together, how you put it together and how the team would believe.
Okay, right. Don, similar question, Don. You're so accustomed to winning championships before with San Miguel, then you got traded to another team. But this time around, when you transferred to Alaska, somehow ba that winning reputation is parang na-relive para sa'yo?
Well, with San Miguel, you are seeded every time. Then, I guess if alam mong hindi ka makapasok sa playoffs or even winning the championship, ano ka na, failure na yung season mo or your conference eh. So when I got traded to Alaska, sabi ko, uy, good start to for me. Parang rebirth, kumbaga yung sinabi nga ni Coach Luigi, parang rebirth. And when if maalala mo yung mga games, Coach, no, there would be times na talo na tayo eh. And we will bounce back like yung layup ni Cyrus na come from behind win against Barako ba yun? Or Rain or Shine. Yeah, Rain or Shine. Or yung kay Jvee na we were down against Talk and Text. Tapos nakailang straight 3 points siya. And doon ko nakita ko si Jvee, nakasama ko, but to have them do that again against Jimmy Alapag, nandun pa si Jimmy eh. Sabi ko, wow. During elimination, doon ko na napansin, no, this could be special. Well, Calvin played on the second or third game yata, Coach, no? Kasi the first 2 games parang wala pa siya. Then when he came in, double-double agad. Sabi ko, wow. So, during off-season, parang ano lang ako, sabi ko, baka playoffs kami. To be honest, I was like, yeah, sure kami playoffs. Pero nung habang naglalaro na kami elimination, sabi ko, wow, uy, parang special to Then, dun ko na na-feel, wow, it's getting serious talaga. Ito na, may chance na talaga. Of course, Credit also sa kay coach and also of getting special yung pagkakuha mo coach kay Rob Dozier. Yeah. Naka-mute ka coach.
Yeah. Tama, oh. Well, how about
The year before, Ray, if I may, just to add to Dondon, it's correct. What we tend to forget, some of these guys played together. So when we recruited to put some pieces around Cyrus and Sunny, like JV was with RJ Hasul sa national team. Matagal silang kasama.
Mm,
And
mm.
and RJ was fine taking the backup role, but he had significant contributions helping JV out. So you just felt it all around. Like with Dondon had worked with Nick Velasco in San Miguel, I think, too. And when we had that third group, you had Warriors. We had Eddie Laure, we had Nick Velasco. So these are time and tested veterans who could help the younger guys. Calvin was full of confidence and spunk, but it was nice to have guys guide him and help him out. And you could see they were always on his ear. Like Dondon was in his ear, you'd Sai, you'd Tony, the older guys on Calvin's ear, always talking to him. And I think that's Calvin had a super year. He was rookie of the year. So you look at this year for me, and what I was proudest about was like what Dondon said, that first game that I with Cyrus, we were down by 21. I don't know if Cy remember that. I want to talk about JV's game as well and Dondon's other game. JV with talking text, but Cyrus, we were playing rain or shine, and we were down by like 20. And it came down, we were down, I think, third or fourth quarter. It came down to a last second shot. In fact, gusto kong tumayim out yan, which was but not a good thing to do because sometimes you let these players play, most especially with the last few seconds, right? But I was jumping up, trying to call a timeout. And then the next thing I know, we got a block. They laid the ball up. I passed it to Sai, and Sai laid it up. And that was the first game. I remember that of that conference that we won the championship. So, like Dondon said, special things to come. There's so many things to talk about, but that one stands in my memory that first game was kala ko matatalo na talaga tayo, and then we dug deep. Timeouts came. We didn't give up. The players on their own, they had their self-poise, and then we just kept on chipping away till we got that W in the end.
Okay, right. Okay, Sai, binabanggit ka rito ni Coach Luigi, no? But I know, Sai, hindi ka na rin naman stranger sa championship. Nanalo ka na rin before with Red Bull, and then you also won a championship under Coach Tim dito sa Alaska, di ba? But did you become a firm believer dito sa ginagawa ni Coach Luigi? Hindi ka nag-doubt na, oy, kaya rin tayong dalhin ni Coach?
Well, alam mo tong team na to, sobrang special. Pag tinignan mo siya individual, kumbaga kahit sino pwedeng makascore, di ba? Nandiyan like yung mga hindi natin binanggit kanina, nandiyan pa si Gabby Espinas. Si magaling din mag isolation si Gabby. So nandiyan si Nick Velasco. So kompleto kami kung titignan mo. Tapos yun nga maganda din yung pagtimpla ni coach sa pagpasok ng mga players, sobrang talaga sakto talaga. So na-remember ko nga yung finals namin, yung pinaka last game ata yun, yung I think tambak na kami nun, pero alam mo yung tiwala namin sa isa't isa, kahit hindi mo tignan yung score, alam mong mahahabol namin. Naalala ko pa yung sunod-sunod na 3 points ni JV.
Okay. No. Guys, let's talk about the road to the championship, no? We know pagpasok na rito sa 2013 season ng Commissioner's Cup, the defending champion is San Mig Coffee, no? Coach is getting past San Mig Coffee, and Coach Tim Cone somehow uplifted your chances of siguro you can go all the way na because you were able to get past the defending champion and going to the championship round, Coach.
what was hard was we had a hard time playing against team-prone coach teams, and San Mig at the time was solid. They were the defending champions. Obviously, they had Denzel Bowles. They had great guards. You had Baroka, you had Simon, you had Yap, James Yap. You had guys there. You had Mark Pingret. I think Devance was there already, Joe Devance. But that they felt very confident playing us, and honestly, they won the win-loss battle until that semifinals. I remember they won game one. They won game one, and then we somehow uh won game two, three, and four. But Cyrus couldn't have said it any better. We had so many guys contributing because they knew their roles. Like there were our best import, Robert Desher, we didn't call a play for him. So our
Okay.
offense at the time was still a little bit of the triangle and more of a motion movement. Coach Alex helped us out with some of the offense. I obviously put in some of the triangle. But we this was a hard one. We really had to take it to them. And I remember, I think one pivotal thing that happened for us was because we were a very controlled team. I like to run that sets. I think the breakout game was game four when we came into the game before. I don't know if the players remember. We said let's push the ball, and we got them by surprise. So we knew that they were gonna come out. I think game three. I think that was game three where we weren't supposed to push the ball, but the first thing that we wrote on the board was let's give them a different thing. Every time we get the ball, let's push cross court passes, and I think that caught them by surprise. That's how I think we got game three. But um, this was something that really turned things around for us. I think there were so many things to talk about. I think we had to defend James Yap. We had different guys. Dondon had him. I think Cypher Time. We had Calvin on James Yap. We were talking about James. Pag tumira yan ng three-point shot, parang 6 points. So we would rather have James drive to the basket. I remember that vividly. I remember telling guys and Sonny, we assigned Sonny and Gabby to Denzel Bowles. We made sure that he crowded. Pag tumira kasi si Denzel, he has to make buelo eh. So if you got up into him, he was more of a shooter. And if you got into him, we had to crowd him. So those are things that stood out to me in terms of that series, right? But that was huge because San Miguel Coffee at the time was very confident.
Okay. And then, of course, eventually you made it all the way to the finals, and you're going to face Barangay Ginebra. No? Uh, Cyrus and Don, you're no stranger to championships, no? And especially when you are playing against Ginebra, the crowd favorite, no? But how difficult was it, Sai?
It's more on yung challenging for us. Kasi 'di ba alam naman natin Hinebra, parang kalaban mo na buong bayan eh. So automatic sa kanila yung crowd. So kami parang underdog kami noon. So hindi hanggang ngayon nga parang hindi ako makapaniwala na na-sweep namin eh. 'Di ba Hinebra pa na sobrang daming fans, kompleto din naman sila, may big man sila. McLean is there, LA, 'di ba? So kumbaga napaka-special talaga ng group na to. So sobrang tingin ko ang malaki naging factor dito yung pagpasok ni Calvin. Hindi pa nila alam kung paano depensahan kasi rookie lang ata si Calvin noon eh. So medyo yun nga sabi ko kanina pag tinignan mo individual kami lahat. Baga hindi nila alam kung paano sino yung pipigilan nila. So yun yung naging special dito sa group na to.
Okay. Don, hindi ka na bago rito sa style ng Ginebra, no? Particularly sa championship. Ilang beses nyo na rin naman nakalaban yan when you were playing for San Miguel before, no? But yun nga, how difficult was it playing Ginebra at that time na yung Ginebra, noong time na yan, nag-struggle sila previously eh. Pero nung time na yung conference na yan, parang unti-unti nakakabalik sila, no? And medyo tumaas din yung kumpiyansa. But what was the turning point sa series na yan, Don?
Well, I would say, no, after our game 1 loss sa, di ba, coach, yung panalo ng kina-coach team, yung San Mig Coffee was the shot of Denzel Bowles, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang gusto mo sabihin, eto na naman, matatalo na naman tayo, parang ganon ba? But that didn't happen sa practice, sa game 2, game 3, sabi ko, wow, totoong team to. I mean, yeah, speaking for Alaska. So when pagdating sa finals, para sa akin personally, we have I think we are the better team considering there were coaching changes at the start of the season for Ginebra. I think they started 0-3, 0-2 whatsoever. Then Coach Al came in and he make the parang naglagay siya ng system niya, and of course known sila run and gun, but we were there. Mas I would say yung dinaanan namin mas mahirap going to the finals because you're facing a team of coach team na alam mong palaging magfa-finals or even championship. And after that game 1 loss, which other teams, probably a young team would say, hanggang dito na lang siguro tayo. But after winning game 2, getting game 3, in game 4, sabi ko, wala na, parang atin na talaga to. Imagine, kasi if you talk about yung Ginebra, maisip mo talaga anong mga ginawa adjustment ni Coach Luigi during the series of as a semis and that prepared us. So going there, sabi ni Cyrus, yes, na-surprise na sweep. Ako hindi ko rin inisip na sweep, but winning game 3 or winning the last game na tambak was, I would say, yun yung parang reflection of what the team went through during elimination, semis, and eventually winning it sa finals.
Okay, balikan natin yan. Yung sinasabi nyo nga, di ba, naging decisive bigla yung series na yan, na-sweep yung Ginebra. Pero coach, what was your game plan dito sa championship series na ito? And it turned out to be na hindi naman natin ni-expect na magiging ganito, na sweep, no? Pero nangyari nga, na-sweep nyo sila, coach.
I don't think we were expecting that at all. I think also just to look at that, Al Francis was a great motivator at the time. Si Boss Al, he was pumped. I think he went through a series with Coach Yang Giao, and that was a tough series for them. And they had the superstars. They had guys who were tested who were also tough. They had Mark Aguiwa, they had Ellie, I think JJ, Kirby Raimundo. They had Ellis, who was also an up and coming star. They had the pieces, and Macklin was really really good rebounding the ball. But I think the thing that I appreciated about my guys all around the room, they had a lot of character. They were the guys that I had. It didn't come even from the staff. It was just from them. I could see in their faces there was not too much celebration. If anything went down, you could see again there were a lot of leaders in that team, in our team that we had, that would pull aside the one guy or let that other guy keep focus. But I think we weren't expecting that to happen. What my fear was as a coach, as I said, I hope that every game we can play our best game, because even if you play your best game, it's not a guarantee you'll win. So I think, even in that last game, I remember we entered the room and we were down big. I think it was the first time Sir Fred Witeng-Su entered our what do you call this, our locker. And I remember it was in Astrodome game 2. Then game 3, he came in at the start. He was very excited. I think we came around the room, and as a staff, we all decided when he came in. I noticed that we wanted it so bad, but you could feel around the room that they were policing each other, and we kind of settled them down. We all settled each other down, and we played well. We shot the ball well in that second half. We were aggressive. We just kept on coming. And I think kudos to the guys in the room. Even not only our first and second group, we had dogs there. May mga warrior kami na, you had Eddie, you had Nick. Those guys from the side were leading and cheering on. Even our our team manager, Dicky was there. We could see just everybody really wanted to win. And I think we were lucky that we were playing well. We made some shots. We played some good defense, and we were lucky that they missed. And because of that, it was just the right timing when we got the lead. And then Ray, we never looked back. But if you're asking me if we thought we would sweep, I don't think any of these guys in their minds, thought of that. And I know that some of these guys that I'm talking right now, well, aside from Sai, I'm sure Dondon, Jvee as well, they've been to a lot of wars, and I could see it. We there was no celebration whatsoever, and I think that's what gave us a chance. It gave us a chance in that third game. Na a bit of luck. They were a little bit malas, and it fell our way.
Naka-mute ka, bro.
Okay,
Nawala si
JB,
Sir. Ayan.
hello? Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep, yes.
Okay, JB, are you here, JB?
Dito, sir, nandito.
Yeah, okay. JB, you and LA, no, you were at the centerpiece of the trade, di ba? Nung napunta ka dyan sa Alaska. But then again, nagtagpo kayo rito sa championship series na. Pero surprisingly, parang hindi ka na pressure na ma-outsmart ka ng mas veterano sa'yo na guardia, no, na mas experience. Kasi, if I'm not mistaken, you are around sophomore at that time. Tama ba, JV?
Yes, tama naman. Again, I cannot parang see it as a one-on-one with LA, no. Nung time na yon, because I have these guys, yung sila, ito, mga veterans, my teammates din, lahat sila. And from my view is what I did is just really give them the and give them confidence, and because the pieces are there, coach instructed us what to do, and all of these guys knows what to do, and it really made my life easier. As ang laging explanation ko pag sinasabi sa akin kamusta tong 2013 Alaska team, I always say when I came in, andali nila palaro lahat, sobrang dali. And again, yun lang talaga masasabi ko. That's why everything worked. From the stories that we've been telling, from what happened, diba, they explained that they've seen it from Commissioner's Cup. Pero I've seen the growth, the potential of the team nung all Filipino pa lang. I don't know if you guys remember talk and text natin semifinals. We went game 5 with them. I really believe nung time na yun, tayo naman yung minalas lang. Pero if we made a little bit, just a couple of shots, then I think we were in the finals also in the All Filipino. And that's facing Talk and Text, sila lagi yung nasa finals. And I believe nung time pa lang na yun, we have the potential to really go all the way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Okay, etong taong to gusto ko lang balikan, no? I'm sure you've seen great imports playing before dito sa PBA, no? But how special was it having Rob Dozier as import, no? Siguro let's balikan natin si Dondon. Don, how special was it having a guy like Rob Dozier?
Well, if you have an import who doesn't ask for the ball, special na yan. kasi there was one game na, ano ba yun? Yeah, rain or shine. Di ba, coach, pangit na laro niya? He was missing shot. Kasi ang tangkad din ng import ng rain or shine yan. Sino yan? Yung European ba, coach? Yung binangka ni Calvin. Di ba, that game?
Si Bruno Sundo, tama ba?
Yeah, Bruno Sundo.
Yeah. And when you have an import like that, sige, babawi lang siya sa defense. He can score, but during that game, he was struggling. And then nanalo kami because even if he's not scoring, but his mere presence of challenging every shot, of really looking out for his teammates.
20 rebounds.
a role player na import, but when we ask him or when we need him to score, he can score. I would say, isa din na nakita ko maganda coach yung attitude niya. I've played with a lot of imports. Pag maganda yung connection mo with them, or ano, you would say na it will be special. This conference will be special. Kasi I've been with San Miguel, yes. Marami kaming imports ang lalakas. But may iba, like ako, hindi naman ako nahihiya. Pero yung iba, ma-intimidate na sa kanila. Sometimes you won't be able to perform well inside the court.
I think
So,
I think,
he may,
I think John,
yes,
yeah,
coach.
I think he was heaven sent for us because
Yeah.
kailangan din natin hanapin. It was a risk, right? Because si Sunny Centro. So we needed a
Yeah.
guy who could complement us and defend the pick and roll. But what we said was we didn't, you know what was funny, guys? We never called the play for Robert Dozier.
Wala.
Yet he won best import, right? And then magugulat ka na lang, you see the stat sheet, hindi lang yung puntos niya. Yung natutuwa ako, yung he would have, 2 blocks, 2 assists, he'd get a couple of rebounds, 14 rebounds. And I think what made him good for us was he could run the floor, and I remember in the finals and in the semifinals, the thing that stood out was he was able to defend the pick and roll. So
Yeah.
anything sent upstairs, we just send him up. We kept Sunny down. We kept Sunny boxing out Mackling, right? But any pick and roll, we had Robert clean it up. And I think he helped. He helped JV, he helped you, he helped Cyrus. But you're right. Very unassuming guy. Walang sit in the corner and but he fit us very well, Ray. And if I may have, this was told to me by
Yeah.
Sir Fred. He was so proud in our ring ceremony, and I was, it was a turning point in all our lives, right? Each one has his story. Dondon spoke Sai and JV, but Sir Fred was very proud because he said, when I spoke to him and he shared this with our whole contingent nung the ring ceremony, sabi niya, this is out of all the years in Alaska, that year, that's why JV said it also was very important. That semifinal first, that year was the second best winning percentage Alaska ever had. So when you counted even the third conference with McInnes, when you put all the 3 conferences or the 2 conference combined, he mentioned something. The only year that beat us winning percentage was the Grand Slam year. So I didn't even know that, and you're proud to be a part of this group. I mean, we were a group. Yeah, we had slogans like "We believe." It's we, not me. And each one had his. That's why it was so hard to win any award for these guys, because you never knew who would get hot. Like wherever the ball fell, we trusted that guy to take the shot. It wasn't like we just dumped the ball into an import, or sometimes we would everybody had his share. So I would have his once in a while his ISOs when we needed to. London would be spotting up in the corner. JV, obviously there were some games in the end that he won with his threes and his drives, but even guys like, what I was proud about also was guys like Gabby and Sunny, when we needed to dump the ball into them, they were there. So just being proud with these guys.
Okay. JV, ikaw ba mismo na ano ka rin, na surprise ka rin na with Rob Dozier's stature, kasi alam naman natin Miami Heat yan eh, 'di ba, yung pinanggalingan niyan eh. But yung napaka-humble niya na tao, na were you surprised na ganun yung pinapakita niya attitude, JV?
Yes, actually, pero going to that year ko sa professional career, syempre konti pa lang imports na nakakasama ko. And Rob was a little bit like, siguro a little bit like me, na tahimik lang and just go to do what he's supposed to do. Pero the way he does things on our team, talagang grabe. Yun nga, para sa akin, parang feeling ko 2020 siya palagi. And hindi pa nakakount yung mga help defense niya, mga block. Everything may parang the, yung kulang namin probably nung all Filipino na yon na feel niya and even more. So talagang siya yung nagpa-complete ng team namin.
Okay. Okay, guys, looking back 10 years ago, can you believe that? 10 years ago na ito, ano? Yung championship nyo. Looking back 10 years ago, do you still relish the experience of winning that championship? Ikaw, Sai, do you still relish that experience of winning that championship?
Oo naman, kahit nga minsan nga pinapanood ko yung yung replay kasi nasa YouTube eh. Alam mo yun. Sobrang special talaga ng group na yun. Tsaka gusto ko lang magpa-thank you kay Coach Luigi. Credit kay Coach Luigi kasi iba-iba nga yung pag-handle niya sa amin. Sobrang naging disiplinado kami. Even yung sa last game namin, yung game 4 ng Ginebra, biruin mo, ang baba ng score ko noon, parang 4 points lang ata ako noon, pero nandun ako sa loob. Kumbaga, binibigyan pa rin ako niya ng nagtiwala pa rin si Coach Luigi sa akin. So, yun yung hindi ko makakalimutan pa na experience na alam mo yun. Kaya thank you talaga Coach Luigi sa last championship.
Don, nagkaroon ka rin ng mga several chances na to win another one, but you fell short. But looking back 10 years ago, it's a moment to cherish pa rin, Don. No? How special was this for you, Don?
Well, I think I first heard it from Coach Luigi. Kasi napapansin niya sa during huddle or during the game na kunyari alam ko na sino yung ipapasok, then mag-advise ako konti, nakikita na niya ako. Then in one of our practices, naalala mo Coach Luigi na sabi mo, pwede ka, I think you have a future in coaching doon. Di ba? Sabi mo, Coach, naalala mo?
I remember that. I thought you were gonna push through in Phoenix, Don. You did.
Sabi ko, wow. So from there, the more na I became really a kuya and thinking of eto nga tama. And yeah, would talk to the coaches and ito yung pwedeng maging suggestion and they would listen to us and ako din i-relay ko sa second group. And by winning that championship, it in a way prepared me for my career after basketball. Kasi nakita ko sa Alaska how they do things and yun yung na-apply ko with on my profession here. So yeah, yun yung parang in a way nag-prepare sa akin. So hindi ko talaga makakalimutan. So tama yung sinabi ni Cyrus. Coach Luigi has different ways on how to handle different kind of people and alam niya how to deal with Calvin. Alam niya how to deal with So yeah, well, if you've been into the coaching into the basketball world for a long time, yun yung matutunan mo. So na-apply ni Coach Luigi and ako din natutunan ko rin yun sa kanya. And yeah, malaki, hindi ko talaga makakalimutan yung experience na yun.
Okay. Jvee, you fell short, di ba? Dito sa Powerade, and that was a year before, but now you won a championship with Alaska. How sweet it was, Jvee.
Very, very sweet. It's so hard to win dito sa PBA and it was show, di ba? After that championship, we had opportunities and still hindi pa rin ganun kadali. So this championship, that championship, I would say that kami yung last na nag-champion sa Alaska. So, so I mean that is very special and again credit to Coach Luigi. From there, I was a young professional player then, pero he gave me all the confidence to really show my stuff, to really prove what I can do sa PBAs and it just shows like Cyrus said, like Kuya Dondon said, ang daming niyang iba't ibang pag-handle sa players and yun nga, dahil doon nagkaroon kami ng championship.
Okay. Coach Luigi, more than the championship, that you won 10 years ago. And I'm sure you're going to search for more championships dahil balik ka na ulit sa coaching, no? But etong yung group of guys that you had 10 years ago, coach, just to put them, to summarize everything, how would you describe this group of guys, Coach Luigi?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Ray, thank you for putting this here and inviting us. Honestly, hindi ko alam na 10 years na, right? It was just like yesterday I was with these guys, but just truly honored to be with them and to coach them and give me an opportunity to work with them. I knew that when we assembled this team all around, there were character guys and we had the help all around. But it was just so nice to experience it with them and to see them grow and fight and go through those tough times. Like what they said, this is special because it was the 14th championship of Alaska, which is uh the team has a very proud tradition, and they continue that. If I just want to say, aside after this crown that we had, which I'm grateful for. If you notice, Alaska was consistently there for a couple of years, and they battled and they battled, a team that had probably the best player in PBA history, Junmar Fajardo, playing at his best at the time. And you look at the GOAT for the in terms of if you're looking at just stats and winning and domination. Junmar was the guy. He was probably like what NBA's like Michael Jordan. So these guys were almost there, and they successively were there in the finals a lot of times. And sometimes you need a little bit of luck when those things happen. A call here, a foul here. But these guys are winners. I'm proud to have been with them and coach them. They all have fond memories. Not only these three guys, the whole team and the coaching staff. And nagpapasalamat rin ako for them, for helping it out. I don't think, guys, we would have done it if that team wasn't together. It was just the right mix. So, thank you. Well, obviously, Don and Sai and JV, thank you for giving me that opportunity to coach. And then Ray, thank you also for having us. But to me, I'm very proud of that. And to this day, I hold that year. I have so much fond memories of that. In fact, we went to the States. I remember there was one time when we were all there. We were all with our families, Ray.
Talaga?
Those memories, yeah, more than winning, the everyday just going there, like you see Dondon, everybody's. I'd come out of the room, Dondon's still shooting, or the times I would talk with Sai, or I'd have a talk, or I'd get mad at JV, or these going through those every day, that journey. Those are the times as a coach na nami-miss mo, diba? And we're still grateful. We're still here, and I'm thankful for that. But that team was special. It's nice. It was nice to be a part of that group.
Okay. Fans are still familiar with Coach Luigi. Nakikita na nila si Coach Luigi back in coaching ulit, no, as head coach of another team. And then of course JV is also playing for another team. But may mga nag-message sa akin dito about dito sa pinagkakaabalahan ni Consular Dondon at saka ni Cyrus, no? Ano raw ang pinagkakaabalahan nyo? Siguro ikaw muna Don, no? Bukod doon sa panalay na sinasabi mo.
Well, right now, I'm
Yeah.
acting vice mayor. So, maraming responsibilities. But,
Vice Mayor.
yeah, acting vice mayor. Well, there were times na naging acting mayor. So, well, sandali lang yun, 1 week. But I make sure to really stay in shape, and yun nga, if there are invitations for me to play outside the city, it's an opportunity for me na i-check ko kilala pa ba nila ako kasi I might run for a higher position. So, no, I'm just kidding. So it's one way of me connecting. Kami ni Cyrus, when we are invited to play somewhere, it's our way of really showing our appreciation nung times na professional pa kami, naglalaro pa kami, na feel namin yung support nila. So it's our way of thanking them. So other than that, there are other assignments given to me by the mayor. I'm chairman of the Committee of Education dito, scholarship, vice chair sa sports, and yeah, sa sports tourism. So very much active and I'm loving it. Kung sa first career ko, I get paid to do what I love. Dito being a public servant, I get paid to do what I love as well. So yeah, living the life.
Okay. Wala naman nag-o-offer sa'yo na, magtayo ka na dyan ng professional team
Ah,
representing Cebu.
meron yung 21 under pero hindi natuloy yung PSL kasi magsa-start na rin yung college league dito sa Cebu. So it might be conflict for the teams or yung mga players na papalaruin ko. But yeah, there were a discussion and merong gustong mag-support. And yeah, hopefully after the college season, yan yung gusto namin gawin. But mas focus kami sa grassroots. More on the younger players, not the professional. Mahal yung
All right.
professional.
Okay. Sai, how about you, Sai? Marami rin nagtatanong dito nung pinagkakaabalaan mo.
Well, sir, nag-retire ako nung pandemic nung bubble nung nasa NLEX pa ata ako noon. So, after kasi nag-retire ako, talagang no basketball kasi pandemic, 'di ba? Bawal lumabas. So, medyo lumobo ako konti. So, after naman ng pandemic, nakakamiss pala yung basketball. So, yun ka. 'Di ba, naglaro pa ako ng MPBL sa Valenzuela. Doon, parang nakakalaro ako ulit. And then nagbuo si Rico Mayhofer ng PBA Moto Club. Kasali ako doon. Tapos yun nga, iba-ibang laro namin. Yun nga, sa North Ball, naglalaro din ako. So, medyo active ako noon. Ngayon. So naman, yun lang ang pinagkakabalan ko ngayon. May konting clinic, basketball clinic. Siyempre, gusto ko rin magturo sa mga bata, makatulong sa kanila. So, nasa basketball pa rin hanggang ngayon.
All right. Okay. Okay, guys, in one word, how would you describe Alaska's 14th and last title? Let's begin with you, Jvee. One word.
One word. Hirap ng one word. I am fruitful.
Okay. All right. Don, one word.
Destined to win or destiny na lang. Destiny.
Destined. Okay. All right. Sai.
Yung championship,
One word.
Parang hindi
yung 14th.
parang hindi one word parang unforgettable one. The unforgettable one.
Okay. Coach Luigi, one word.
Gratitude. 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 All of us are.
All right. So guys, it's been a pleasure for us to have you here. Maraming salamat sa inyo. It's been 10 years. I know wala na yung Alaska ngayon, but they're still trying to cherish that memory of that last one, 14th championship. And it's been 10 years now na sineselebrate nila yan. Marami pa ring fans ang Alaska, no? Kaya naman marami ring nalungkot na nawala sila, no? So once again, guys, maraming salamat sa inyo, ha? Moments like these are hard to come by, and it's worth discussing over and over again. It's timeless. It's worthy to talk about then and now, especially when it's down to the wire. My name is Ray Hoble. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Guys.
See you soon.
Ingat, guys. Take care.
Ingat,
Take care.
ingat.
Thank you.
Ingat.
Thank you, Coach Luigi. Sai.
Don, Sai, Jave.